What's up? This is John Boy here, and today I'm going to talk about lots of things. So, as you know, the Philippines of the Israel White that Kent was forced to the fixture. You know about from the movie called Iron Giant, attempting to kill the Iron Giant. I would not do that because you know why? I would never do that. Let's imagine this: if I was walking to my car, finding out there's many bites, and one of my doors gone from the other side. If I saw that must be a giant robot. If I see one, I would not destroy it because that's somebody else's invention, so that's private property. And you know I can get arrested for destroying the giant robots because it's structured properly. Like I should not be trespassing, destroying other people's property because it's their property. You know why? I'll just tell the giant robot off not to eat anybody's car. You know why? Just what happened to Kent Mansley, working for the government. And I'll always be aware of that. So anyways, in on which speaking of which of what happened years ago is when the stripe of landing contents of Europe disappeared, and in Britain it was their last rising, their last rising. The thing is about but the thing is about Gal Gadot is when he normals that was when he records where he was reacting, reacting the speakings, the savings and the surroundings. You know what I'm saying? The surroundings. And when the five discoveries would take that map, they would constantly lead to many courageons of farewellness, You know what I'm saying? Farewellness, okay. It happened all without the war, which it's a larger neighborhood. Years had finally, consciously and growing up Midlands, already recounted within 20,000 pound, and it wondered of them that it was a dramatic thing, and 55 p.m. in 1945, you know what I mean? The announcers could be not unleashed of surprisingly opportunity, final position of everything. Everything. Do you remember what happened? You know what happened about that? Do you remember what happened to happened with Chris Rock? You know what happened with Chris Rock? That he got banged, slapped by Will Smith. You know what I mean? But the most intellectual large is surprising that wait, I've got some advice for you. Arsenal won the Football Premier League. Yeah, that's surprising. Arsenal won the Football Premier League. That's all. And the great British practice that I don't know anything about England. I don't know anything about England. Is England winning or not? I think England is winning, England is winning, you know? And remember this. And remember these. These bicep and pretty nails might know the first thing about gladiators, gladiatings. But these rats don't know the first thing about football. You know what I'm getting? The first thing about football. and it's coming to an end, you know, coming to an end. That these rats, that they're coming to an end, you know. Oh man, these kids don't know the first thing about football, about lots of things, you know, lots of things. So that we're supposed to be helping our teams, you know, football teams. We're supposed to help our football teams, starting with our soccer goal kick, huh? Who's helping them out, huh? You know, it's like an, you know, comfort is like an enormous comfortableness. Yes, excitement. It'll only work if all the strong teams win together, you know. Win together. Okay. So the father of Joe is a uniform of the Americans. You get what I'm saying? The anchor from Moji's 60,000 English people has their heart desired to wave to their sweet heart goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Goodbye. You know, goodbyes is when they're leaving from school to college. You know, not grown-ups, kids, you know, kids. Perhaps because the fairy of the whole the fairy of the itself night independent show welcome party is very good, you know what I mean? Very very good. Anyway.